Hi guys and girls, welcome back to Watch the Time. Thanks for tuning back in. Thanks for coming back to see me. I'm really pleased you've done so, and I'm really pleased to be able to bring you one of my favorite brands around, not just on AliExpress. It's Proxima. It's the PX1697 2BN. You'd have seen this on my sale video. I think this watch looks an absolute banger. I did a watchable video where I also featured it. There's a review coming now. So no more messing about. Here it is. Like I said, when I first saw it, I just was blown away by the dial. I wanted to see if the dial looked as good as it in person. You'd have seen on my watch haul video, it's not a bad looking watch. You can get a PT 5000 movement inside, Highbeat movement. The construction's great. They've now got on the fly adjust clasp. Yeah, it looks the business. And like I said, the Proxima can keep bringing out new releases. They're going to be challenging the better brands. For me, the best brands on AliExpress at the moment, San Martin and Baltony. Can this not challenge them? This could go a long way to doing that. Because like I said, one of my favorite watches was their Diver. I think it's the PX1703. Absolutely incredible watch. Is this as good as that? I guess there's no time at the present to find out. If you like the watch, there's an affiliate link in the description. Please feel free to use it. But listen, sit back, relax, get yourself a beverage. It's about that time to get the camera turned around and get on with it. Right, guys, so this is the watch. Usual packaging from Proxima, brief style case. See if I can open it. My gloves on. There we are. Yeah, that's not why you buy these watches, though, is it? It's for the packaging. The main thing is the watch inside. So you'll see there's the watch. I'll put that to the side just for a moment. They always wrap it up in. They've got the sort of like plastic over it, but they also put it in this to keep it safe. You've got a hang tag. I put the other bits at the bottom. So you've got a warranty card, instruction manual, screwdriver, and you'll see I've taken 4 links out for it to fit my wrist. But let's put all that back. We want to concentrate on the watch itself, don't we? So let's just put that to the side. And then this is the watch. I took the crown out after I cleaned it. We just screw it up a little bit. But yeah, this is the PX1697 2BN. You've got a dark, this is sort of the darker blue. They've got a couple of other colors that I'll bring up now. But yeah, I thought this one looks stunning. It's a very, very striking piece. Sort of like an icy blue. But yeah, like I said, a couple of other color variations to choose from as well. Inside this watch is running a PT 5000 movement. I've had no problems with this movement, to be honest, guys, or the PT 5000 in general. It's been a rugged, reliable movement for me. High beat movement, no issues whatsoever. This one's been performing quite well. It's about 5 seconds slower day. I've always said I'd rather my movements to be a little bit quick, but slow is fine. 5 seconds is well within the parameters set out as well. So yeah, decent movement. Yeah, it's a clone of the SW200 at a 2824. So yeah, there we are. The construction of the watch, aside from the crystal and the bezel insert, is all 316L stainless steel. So you have a case that you do recognize. They've got lots of facets. You've got polished to brushed to polished into brushed. You've got the bracelet, which is all brushed. Screw pins just to keep it safe and insecure, make it nice and easy to size out. So you've got the clasp, which has got the on the fly adjust on there, all 316L stainless steel. And you've got a manta ray case back, which you have a mixture of brushing and polishing. Polished outer edge, brushed in the center, all inscribed with information that we're going to run through as well. Crown, which this time is signed. I'm not hating that either. Looks decent. So yeah, all 316L stainless steel, predominantly brushed, but a few polished surfaces. The case thickness of this watch is 11.6 millimeters. The case diameter, I measure sort of from 8 to the 2. It's coming at bang on 39 millimeters. When you go from the 9 to the 3, including the crown, it was coming at 42.3 millimeters. The lug width on this is 20. That does taper down to 16 and back up to 18.5. At the clasp, it seems to be a bit odd nowadays with 0.5. But anyway, the lug to lug, tip to tip of the watch is coming at a 45.6 millimeters. So, and that is a true lug to lug, given it's got a few more end links to the center link. So I think they're very good proportions, guys. In terms of the watch itself, I think that's going to appeal to lots and lots of wrist sizes due to those proportions. The bezel is 120 click unidirectional bezel. I'll let you take a listen. I'll be quiet for a second. You'll have just noticed I've left it, but look at that play. That is not ideal, to be honest. I wouldn't have expected that from Proxima. Proxima are by far one of my favorite brands, but you can quite clearly see the play in that bezel. So yeah, that's a bit disappointing. But 120 click unidirectional bezel lines up just maybe just a little bit off. Black ceramic. Crown situated the 3 o'clock screw down crown, screw down case back I mentioned just a moment ago. Got a nice bit of taper on the bracelet. It goes from 20 to 16, so it gives you 4mm. Like I said, on the fly adjust clasp, you've got a faceted edge going the outside. Like I said, the on the fly adjust clasp is super easy to use. So you want to push it in. When the time comes, you just press it and pull it out. Simple as that. I've been wearing it about there. But yeah, really, really nice to use. The crystal covering the dial is a sapphire crystal, and given it's got a little bit of domage, it actually is performing pretty well. You can see it. There's lots of blue hues coming through as I put it up to the lights, but yeah, no problem whatsoever. Looking pretty good. The sapphire crystal, like I said, I like the way it distorts at the edges a little bit. The water resistance of the watch is cited as being 200 meters. That'll give you 20 atmospheres of water resistance, and the weight will appear in the top right. So with 4 links removed, it was coming in at 131.4 grams. With those 4 links back in, you're probably about 150, which is exactly where you'd expect this watch to be, really, given the proportions. But let's have a look at the dial in a bit more detail. So this is where the watch shines, really, in my opinion, because the dial on this is truly beautiful. I like the way the blue is. I like the way you get different sort of shapes and stuff on the dial. It just looks like a real deep, frosty sort of blue scene that you can imagine seeing in like a wildlife program or something. Looks really, really cool. On the outer edge of that, you got a minute track with white elements. Inside that, you got applied buttons everywhere, or applied indices everywhere, should I say. You got a smaller indices down at the 6, obviously making way for the date window, which has been nicely sort of carved out. You'll be able to see you've got an inverted triangle at the 12. You've got circular buttons everywhere, except, like I said, for the 6, where you've got a date, and you've got the 3 and 9, where you've got slightly longer, elongated sort of indices. You've got the hands and indices you'll recognize from previous models, but the hands is very, very nice. I like the fact that in the center, you've got like a brushing, and then the polished edges at the side is sort of faceted. So it plays with the light and looks really, really nice. It just looks really premium. You got a lollipop on the second hand, and the proportions of the minute, hour, and second, I think, are done really, really well in terms of where they meet out and reach out to. You got Proxima. It looks like it's been applied just below the inverted triangle at the 12, and you got automatic just above the date window at the 6. I like the way it's been done. The date window maybe could have been a different color, but realistically, it's not a deal breaker given the elements are white, so it's not huge. It could have been nice to have been color matched or whatever, but yeah, not a deal breaker for me. But yeah, the hands indices, the indices are high polished. You've got polished elements on the hands, but yeah, it looks really nice. The loom, guys, I'll bring the loom up now. The loom is fantastic. I'll be honest. I wasn't sure what to expect, but yeah, the loom is really, really good. It was. I didn't know the bezel was loomed as well, which was a nice touch. But the loom just goes and goes and goes. To be honest, it lights up for a long, long time. Doesn't take an awful lot of charge to sort of for it to react that way. It's been on my bedside table and just shining throughout the night. Makes it a lot easier when I woke up during the night when it's pitch black to tell the time as well, which has been really, really good. So yeah, the loom on this is fantastic. Like I said, we've got a PT 5000 movement inside. If I take the crown out, it will hack, as you can see. When it's at the position where it's unscrewed from the case, you can charge it by turning it away from you. It's a very positive feeling with the PT 5000. You can really feel it and hear it. Take it out to the first position. You can scroll through the dates. Obviously, you'll go the right way. You turn it away from you, and you'll see you can change the date. And if you take it all the way out, like I said, you can hack. And I'll just show you. See if I can go around 24, and it turns. Look at that, almost bang on. So yeah, no real problems with the movement. The movement, like I said, 5 seconds slow. The sweep's nice on it, where it's sort of 28,800 beats per hour. But let me put the crown back in. Like I said, all done with my gloves on again. That's sort of the acid test when I do these videos. I like to see how tactile it is with the gloves on. But yeah, really, really pretty thing. But let me just pop it on the wrist quickly, guys. Give you an idea of what it looks like on my wrist. Okay, so guys, this is what it looks like on my wrist. I think it's a very, very pretty watch. The hands, indices, you'll recognize the case, definitely you'll recognize. But the dial is beautiful. And like I said, the hands and indices do complement it because they're so well finished. And the construction generally is good on the fly clasp. It's ticking a lot of boxes, isn't it? I think it is. What do you guys all think? Okay, so guys and girls, that'll now take me on to what I think is pants and pucker about the watch. If you've ever watched before, you will know I always start with pants. I like to go on a high with pucker. So what I think is pants about the watch. Not a great deal. There's a couple of things. First being that bezel play. Yeah, I was surprised. I'm not going to lie. The bezel isn't as good as other Proximas I've had. The bezel on the PX1703 is fantastic. I was expecting the same with this, but not quite. Yeah, too much play. Like I said, you could just sort of shake it around and stuff. Not good. And the other thing I'd say is complacency. I think, and the way I sum that up is like this. I was trying to think of another word, but I couldn't. So I think Proxima produce fantastic watches. The problem is they're always using the same case, same bracelet, same clasp, which is fabulous, as is the hands and indices. But I think they need to diversify a little bit and just do other things. So maybe diversify was a little bit better word. I don't know, but complacency, yeah, in terms of just getting complacent, keeping the same sort of parts and just making different dials. Maybe that's something to look at. But they're the two things I'll mention is the bezel play and complacency. What I think is pucker. Still an awful lot more. I'm gonna go with a dial. Probably hardly surprising because I think that dial is really, really stunning. The hands and indices, like I said, I can see why they're doing it. If it's not broken, don't fix it because they're really, really good hand and indices. But yeah, the date location, my preferred date location on any watch I have. I think it just looks really good, doesn't mess up the symmetry, which is often the case. The loom, like I said, loom is a must, isn't it, for a dive watch? And this smashes it as well. Crown, I would say the crown in terms of the way it's done. I like the fact they've signed it. We've got very used to Proxima having sort of unsigned elements, so the fact they haven't done it on this watch is good. The bracelet is really nice. They give you two half links on either side as well. So that on top of the fact you got the on the fly adjust clasp, which I'm also going to mention to the clasp. I think it will allow you to get that perfect fit. And like I said, the clasp just feels very, very premium. Maybe a bit of signage would be nice, but yeah, they're the things I'm going to mention. So just to surmise, I'm going to go with the dial, handed indices, date location, loom, crown, bracelet, and the clasp. And that'll take me on to would I recommend this watch? Yeah, I would. I still think it's a very, very good offering from Proxima. I think the bezel, hopefully, is just an isolated incident. If you've got this watch, please let me know how your bezel is sort of responding. But yeah, I think it's a really good watch. Lots and lots of boxes being ticked, and that dial is stunning. So I would recommend it. But as I always say, guys and girls, please let me know what you think about this watch. And maybe any other watches you may want to see on the channel. And as always say, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and always watch the time. Take care, guys. All the very best.